Now to another big story. The U.S. and Iran have resumed high-stakes nuclear talks in Geneva this morning. The U.S. has been building up its forces in the Middle East, as we've been reporting. President Trump now weighing military action against Iran, as you know. Speaking yesterday, Secretary of State Marco Rubio warned Tehran's ballistic missiles posed a big problem at these talks. Listen.
We hope progress can be made, because that's the president's preference, to make progress on the diplomatic front. But it's also important to remember that Iran refuses to talk about the ballistic missiles, to us or to anyone. And that's a big problem.
CBS News foreign correspondent Ramy Inocencio is following this story for us from our London bureau and joins us now. Ramy, good morning. Always great to see you. As we heard there, Secretary Rubio pointing to Iran's ballistic missiles as a real sticking point with negotiators. Help our audience understand specifically what threat they pose.
Sure, absolutely, Errol, and good morning. Well, today will be a test of red lines, and some are seeing this as possibly the last test of those red lines that both the United States and Iran have laid out, and whether any kind of compromise can be reached. Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner are in Geneva now and with U.S. delegation in one room. Abbas Araghchi, Iran's foreign minister, and the delegation. They're in another room with Oman. Their mediators shuttling messages back and forth again, because remember, these are indirect talks, definitely on Iran's nuclear program. That's been the main focus here. Very likely on sanctions relief that Iran wants. The rial still hitting record lows, losing something like 75% of its value over the past year, and possibly, as we heard about, ballistic missiles that Marco Rubio talked about there. But yesterday, Araghchi implied their use, at least. He warned the U.S. about trying to attack his country. Take a listen.
There would be no victory for anybody. It would be a devastating war. And since the Americans' bases are scattered to different places in the region, then unfortunately, perhaps the whole region would be engaged and would be involved.
So targets is what he's talking about. And there are 9 U.S. air bases spread across the Middle East. You can see there Turkey, Jordan to the west, Saudi Arabia. Bahrain is home to the U.S. Fifth Fleet, and Qatar home to the Al Udeid Air Base, the biggest in the region. All told, something like 40 to 50,000 U.S. service members there. On top, as we've been saying time and time again, 2 aircraft carriers now in the region, the Ford and the Lincoln. So the next hours, Errol, will decide basically if the next step is towards a deal or towards conflict.
And for so many reasons, Ramy, it's beneficial for both sides to get some type of agreement here. So where is there space to bridge the gap between Tehran and Washington in these talks?
Right. For one, I guess we can say at a baseline, President Trump and Iran's foreign minister appear to be agreeing at least on one thing about the nuclear program. Trump this week said Iran can't have nuclear weapons. Araghchi, the foreign minister, said Iran's not pursuing nuclear weapons. So let's say that's true. We put that to one side. Then the next level down is Iran's civilian nuclear program. And I spoke with one of the leading global experts on Iran about this, Sanam Vakil, who said that this could be the lowest hanging fruit, the easiest compromise. Take a listen.
The main thing that Iran can give is a commitment to not enrich uranium above a certain grade inside Iran for a number of years. And so what it is looking for is an ability to enrich uranium at very low levels for medical purposes.
And some background here. In the 2015 nuclear deal, Iran agreed to enrich uranium to 3.67%. Remember that number, because that's for civilian nuclear reactors for energy. President Trump pulled out of that deal, and then the IAEA, the nuclear watchdog, confirmed just last May Iran had enriched uranium up to 60%, so 3.67 to 60%. And this other number, anything above 20% is considered highly enriched. 90% is weapons grade. Once you go past 20%, experts say it's basically a hyperbolic trajectory up to weapons grade material.
Very important issue. Ramy, we appreciate you walking us through it. Thank you.